Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, we'll be discussing the 1990 thriller, The Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, Sam Neill, and James Earl Jones. And this movie does have an aliens cast, but there's of course this one major problem with this movie, which I'm going to get into. And I think this was one of the first movie that was based on Tom Clancy's novel starring the character Jack Ryan, which Alec Baldwin plays in this film. Of course, this is going to show you how intelligent Alec Baldwin is. We know he's an a-hole, especially for his stupid impressions of Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live. He's an asshole. He was an a-hole before then, but he's even a bigger a-hole. And what made him into a really big a-hole is because they were going to make a series of Jack Ryan films, and they want Alec Baldwin to keep playing the part. And he said no, he just wanted to do the one movie and that's it. And then they hired Harrison Ford to play Jack Ryan in a couple of other movies, and about I think 2 or 3 more films after this one, after Red October. And those movies were huge, made a bunch of money, and even more money than Red October made. And it really ticked off Alec Baldwin and said, see Alec, you're an a-hole. You should instead of taking the point, it could make a hell of a lot more money. And all that type of thing. Well, I was even here or there. But of course, The Hunt for Red October, this movie was huge. I mean, there were billboards and advertisements all over the place for this movie. I remember when I was in college, when the movie first came out, I used to go past the billboards every day, The Hunt for Red October. So, ooh, what's this movie about? Well, like I said, it's based on the famous Tom Clancy novel, in which a Soviet submarine commander was played by Sean Connery, and that's what the other controversy of this film. That Sean Connery is a Scottish actor, because it made believable when he played James Bond and playing a Russian submarine commander without even a hint of a Russian accent. That's what's controversial about the casting of Sean Connery. I mean, I like Sean Connery. He's a great actor, an Academy Award-winning actor from The Untouchables. And of course, the most famous James Bond, or the best James Bond, the original James Bond. But playing he's Scottish, playing a Russian submarine commander is not believable at all. Even does Sam Neill, who is I think is British, he's also playing the second commander of the submarine. He tries to do a Russian of Sam Neill, who of course later on was in Jurassic Park. He tried to do a Russian accent, but he wasn't that good. He drops the Russian accent later on in the film. I mean, you can tell he drops his Russian accent a couple of times. So it's more British than Russian. And of course, Sean Connery never loses his Scottish accent in any role he played. So it's really ridiculous when you hire a Scottish actor to play a Russian guy, and he doesn't even try with Russian accent. That's what was controversial about this film. But anyway, with the film itself, like you said, Sean Connery plays a Russian submarine commander who has a brand new Russian submarine who was like silent to radar. I think it's camouflage. It's almost camouflage. It's like a false signal that it's actually it's a whale or a pile of whales, but it's really it's really making a false radar reading, so it will be undetectable. And he decides to defect to the United States. And of course, the United States are hunting for this guy because they got tipped off. But the Russian ambassador was played by, I forgot the actor's name, but it's the guy who played the villain in Lethal Weapon 2. I almost said Die Hard 2. But when he played the South African ambassador consular from South Africa, and he goes, "A diplomatic community," in the end of Lethal Weapon 2. He played the villain in that. And he plays the Russian ambassador. He tips off the American government that the sub is coming to the United States and possibly want to start a war with it. He doesn't have any authorization for us to go and attack the United States. So the U.S. government believes that this guy, that Sean Connery's character is going on his own in this invisible submarine, go to the United States and blow it up. Well, Jack Ryan, who is a CIA officer, figures out, and this guy is not going to attack he figures this out on his own, that Sean Connery was going to defect. So he gets on a U.S. submarine. He was commanded by Scott Glenn, from Silence of the Lambs and from the movie, or the Firefighter movie, Backdraft. And that's what it was. From Backdraft and Silence of the Lambs, he plays the U.S. The commander of the U.S. submarine. He says that to Alec Baldwin, how do you know this guy? How do you know what this guy thinks? He said, I know what he thinks, but I think he's going to defect. Which is why he's trying to go all this trouble saying this fancy submarine who trains everybody to go into the United States for. It doesn't make sense. And the commander and Scott Glenn says, okay, let's play it your way. If he does anything, that's what you're going to have to. I want the orders to shoot down the submarine, or to shoot down any missiles that the guy fires. He says, okay, fine. And then he sends up Morse code missiles back and forth to the Russian sub, and says, okay, yes, and trying to defect. And then, of course, the scene where Jack Ryan, an Al Baldwin character, does get on the Russian submarine, and tells him, yes, and Sean Connery tells him, yes, I am going to defect to the United States. And he says, why? Well, because my wife died a year ago, and my heart's not in it anymore to serve Mother Russia. And with all this political turmoil going on in Russia, I don't want to be a part of the Russian government anymore, or the Russian Navy. So that's what this is all about. So of course, when all this stuff is going on, you also have like a saboteur on board the Russian submarine, and it turned out to be the cook on the Russian submarine, sabotaging everything. They evacuated the crew, and I don't want to give away what does happen, but the Russian submarine does get attacked by another Russian submarine. And I don't want to ruin how it comes out, but it is a pretty good plot twist in the end of the movie. And it wasn't a long time I saw this movie. Just recently watched it over the weekend, and they figured, hey, this movie's not that bad. I thought it was like a crazy plot twist, because I thought it was like too easy to figure out. And this guy was going to, that Sean Connery's character was going to defect to the United States. I thought it was like way too easy to figure out why he's doing what he's doing. In my opinion, it's like a little bit too easy. And of course, there's going to be somehow that they were going to, major spoiler, get out of what happens in the end of the movie. There was somehow going to get out of it. And of course, the guy who's the Russian ambassador says, we got another Russian submarine missing. And the U.S. ambassador says, you got another one? And then, of course, at the end of the movie, you see Jack Ryan and Sean Connery's character on the submarine, going off into the distance and stuff, by Maine, by the state of Maine, and that's pretty much how the movie ends, because it was the other Russian submarine that was destroyed, not the Red October. And the Red October, that was the name of the submarine that Sean Connery was the captain of. And of course, everybody was hunting for it to look for it. So I thought that the hunt looking for it, I thought that was interesting, especially the radar guy on the U.S. submarine trying to figure out where the Russian submarine was. I thought that was a pretty good little subplot there, a little twist. But I also thought that the performances were dead on. I thought this had a great cast in this thing. And like I said earlier, the problem was that you have a Scottish actor playing a Russian guy without even a hint of a Russian accent, which is just ridiculous. It was one thing that everybody made fun of with this movie. That's that plot point. Well, overall, Hunt for Red October is a very, very good movie, very good film, especially those who like John Clancy's novels. So that's my review of The Hunt for Red October. Please click on the video, please rate it, feel free to comment on it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and all on my YouTube channel at realityseed.com, it's over WDY, and then seed.com. The homepage of the Reality Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching, catch you next time.